We got our Trans Brake 400 in and took it apart out of our turbo Mustang. This unit was done, I believe he said about 2 years ago, but it has very low mileage on it, but it's got highway mileage. And this is where we get into an issue with the Trans Brake 400. Anytime you put a trans brake in these things, they got the pump maxed out at 200 pounds. Normally, when you're sitting at a red light or something like that, you're idling about 40, 50 pounds, something like that, and you put it on the floor, it goes to about 170, 175. Well, when you put a trans brake in it, depending on what style trans brake you use, your pro brakes and stuff like that, usually about 200 pounds is where they max them out all the time. So in other words, when you're idling at a red light, at a Sonic drive-in, any place like that, you're at 200 pounds. Right when you start it up, you're at 200 pounds. So, and when you get out on the highway and make a cruise with it, you're at 200 pounds with high RPM, and this pump cannot just get rid of it. I mean, it just wipes the pump plumb out, where normally you're going down the highway, you're about 60 pounds of pressure. See? So, this is what happens. It'll take this pump gear right here and shove it sideways in the bore. Let me see if I can get a better video of this. See that? I can't even get this. Actually, it's going to come out. I couldn't get it out earlier. Maybe if I can get it out. I can't get it. But you can see how far it wore that pump out. Like that. Sorry about the shaking. And of course, it wipes out your stator too. So that's a lesson learned. So if you think you can drive these Trans Brake 400s on the highway, it just ain't gonna happen. I've called around and talked to multiple high-end transmission building companies, and they tell me the same thing. You know, 1,000, 1,500 miles highway use, they're done. You know, the pump just can't get rid of that pressure at that RPM. You know, cruising around town, it's not so bad, but still, Trans Brake 400s, anything with a trans brake on it. A Power Glide, same way. Power Glide's worse because actually the surface of the gear here on this gear here is less. So they're only about like this thin, where 400 is about that thick. So it wipes the Power Glide out even faster. So the clutches all look brand new on this unit. I mean, don't even look like they've been used. So just a lot of metal in the pan from wiping out the pump. We'll get this cleaned up, get all new bushings back in it, put another pump in it, flush the converter and stuff, and get it back on the road for the guy. But that's what happens when you put a Trans Brake 400 in your car and you try to drive it on the street. They just do not last. Have a good day.